putting the...
No, this is step 2. What's it show?
The longest tube.
Mm-hmm.
So when it says E on there, we can look back on all of the parts and what their name is. E is the body tube.
Yep.
So we get the longest tube, and we make a pencil mark on the LL and the FL.
Okay, there we go. All right, so Harlan and here, we're here at the park and stuff like that, and we've been working on this rocket and doing a little bit about history and science, right? So one of the things we're talking about is like the A5 rocket, the A85 rocket, how high it's supposed to go, the delay on it, which is 5 seconds before it goes to the report where it'll throw out the parachute, and we're calculating also, Harlan, what do we have to factor in? The weight of the rocket,
the weight and the engine and the
wind, and the height that the rocket's supposed to go, right? So in order to figure out where we should put our launch pad, we have to figure out, okay, how fast is the wind moving? It's about 5 knots coming out of the east. So we have to position ourselves far enough out to where when the rocket goes up, this one's supposed to go about 350 feet, I guess. They said 350, 400 feet. So we have to figure out from which spot will it pop and sail down with the parachute and not get stuck in a tree. So that's part of the experiment as well, right?
Yes.
The other part of the experiment is what? Learning how they made the V2 rocket in World War II, right? And the paint scheme that they came up with at the time, so they could see, with binoculars, which way something was moving one way or the other, right? That was part of the reason why it was painted this way. All right, so we're gonna get this thing together. We've been working on it. We worked on it a few months back, but we haven't had very good weather. So today the wind speed is low enough. We think we can launch it and not lose the rocket. So I guess we'll get started, right?
Yep.
Ready? So we were just going over the wadding or the tissue paper that you should put in here to keep your parachute from going on fire. I believe that's the reason for it. So the guy at the store told me to just pack in like 3 little tiny sheets, pack them in here, and then when you fold your parachute, you want to hang it like this, kind of get it to where everything's all straight, all the lines are straight, and then you can kind of fold it up. I'm not a professional parachute folder here, but we're making do, right? So we're folding it in. I cut the hole exceptionally big on the top because I want it to fall fast. But not fast enough to break the rocket, because this is one of the ones that are these are one of the ones that are balsa wood parts and stuff like that. So we're just gonna fold it up like this, and then I believe we just fold it in on itself, and then you're gonna twist it around and pack it inside your rocket. And then naturally the rubber band's gonna have to go, the shock cord, it's gonna have to go in there too. So, I'm not a professional. This is our first launch. So we gotta get this all packed in there. All right, there we go. And I believe this is how we had it. All right, so this is it. This is our little V2 rocket. So it's a little bit of history, a little bit of science, mathematics, all rolled into one experiment, right? And there's our little cord. So now next thing is we're going to install the rocket motor.
This is how you put the igniter inside of the rocket engine. First, you find this little, it looks like a matchstick, put it inside of this hole, and then you squash it and bend it, and then you uncover it, get this cap, screw it on, or push it on, pick your
That's
tool.
it. You just push it in. That's it.
And done.
There you go.
Now you've got your engine.
Now it's ready to be installed inside the rocket. And the next step is what?
It's to install and put in the engine.
Okay.
First, you put back this metal piece. You kind of full hands. Then you gotta pull this thing back. Pull very gently. You try. Put it in there, and then put it in here. It's all spiky in the bottom, and then you push it in.
So it snaps in place, right?
It snaps in place, and there is the rocket engine.
Awesome. Marlon has here is a little tiny little flag, right? And you're supposed to put this on top of the launch rod here. Put it on, please. And the reason for this is very important. You know, it's a little flag, and with remote control airplanes that I used to fly, you'd always say if that little flag is going straight out, that little ribbon is going straight out, it's about 5 knots or more. Okay, you know, so you know and you also know the wind distance it is blowing. Right now, that's probably like 8-10 knots right now across this field. So it's probably a little bit too windy to actually launch this thing. But we've been waiting for months, and we're just going to give it a shot and try to calculate how far across this field we need to be in order to land this rocket somewhere out here. So we're going to give that a shot, right, Harlan?
Yep.
All right, so let's try to calculate that. We're going to move the launch pad around. We're going to find a place to put the launch pad, and we're going to check it again for the wind speed and all that good stuff, and just see, okay, where is the optimum place to launch this from, so we can kind of calculate based on the height of these motors that we bought, the height that they achieve, where exactly this rocket's going to land. Hopefully it's not the street. Hopefully it's not a tree, right? Another cool component, I can't even talk today. Another cool component about this this project, I guess, is also learning about electricity. You know, how electricity works. This is direct current, DC, direct current, right? So we're learning about that and about how to complete a circuit, you know, and how these two right here will end up being connected by the igniter, because the igniter just basically connects these two, and then the energy passes through it, and when the energy passes through it, the current ignites that igniter, and then the rocket will go off. The solid fuel in the rocket will go off. So in order for this light to light up, we were looking at it, you got to put the safety key in it,
So it doesn't shock you.
put it in straight, hold it down.
Then like that.
Yeah, and it will not, press the button. Press the button. There you go.
It will not go.
It will not go. Connect those two. Connect them.
But what you do?
There you go. Connect them.
You put it like this. You put them sideways.
Yep.
Cross them, and then now.
See how it lights
it'll
up?
light up? And then you push the button now.
Exactly. Yeah, see, now you can see.
Nice.
So now it's great for troubleshooting, right? Because if you get all the way back, you extend this wire all the way back to where you're going to be launching from, and you see that when you press the button and hold this pin in, it doesn't light up. Well, you know you got a bad connection somewhere. So you know what's going on. You know the battery could be the issue, but it could also be that one of these little connectors fell off of the igniter. You know, so at least then you'll know. So if you go back, stretch this all the way back, and you press this down, press that button, and it does not light up, you know that there's an electrical connection issue. All right? We're looking at the wind, right? And it looks clearly like it's going to go that way. And the wind does gust. Yeah, it's like probably between 5 and 8 knots right now, it says on the internet, but I believe it's probably even like almost 10, you know, gusting on and off. So we're going to give it a shot anyway, right? We've got plenty of room for it to go that direction, so I feel totally safe about it. And, you know, we got plenty of room to go that way. So we can go ahead and remove the flag and then put it on its, put it in your pocket.
So see, this little tiny thing kind of blends in. And then it's a little tiny hole. Make sure it's in between these two little flaps when you put it on. And then you put it inside. Make sure it does it very carefully. And then you start to slow it down. Leave it. And that little tiny tip at the bottom will hold it together. And there, it's done. Take this, set it aside, put it aside the bag, whatever you have, and wait for the next step.
All right, next step will be getting the I guess this control box hooked up. Here, you hold on to this. We're gonna go this way to launch because we don't want to be downwind from our launch. We want to be upwind from our launch.
And also away from the blast zone.
Yeah. All right, don't touch. Take the key out. Always take the key out when you're doing this and hooking it up. Get your finger off the button because you don't need it there, right?
Yep.
Back up as far as you can. Wait, hold on. Nice. Watch. Yeah, be conscious of the cord so you don't rip it out, okay? Right there. Okay, now bring it closer to me. Come on. All right, so this should be about as far as we're going to be away from it. Right here. All right, I'm going to hook it up.
Negative and plus, you don't have to worry. Really.
There is, yeah, this doesn't have a negative and positive, Harlan. It's just completing the circuit.
No, what I'm saying is you don't really have to matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which side it is.
Yeah, this one could go to that one.
Yeah,
or
it doesn't
whatever.
matter.
It doesn't really matter.
Just need a good connection.
And then.
And you kind of you don't want them to touch each other.
2.
You don't want them to touch each other. You want them to be separated. So see this right here? You got them backwards. See these things? They should be facing the outside, so they're not touching each other. See what I'm saying? Other way.
And 1.
There you go.
Take this off.
And bend it to the side a little bit, that igniter, because you don't want it to.
Done.
All right, now that they're not touching. All right, good enough. All right, let's get back here and we're gonna get ready to launch, I guess. Step is you gotta put the key in, right? Put the key in the hole. And then when you press the button, you're gonna have to hold that little safety key down to make a good connection and press that button. Five, 4, 3. Watch the rocket, Harlan. 2, 1. Fire! All right, now you got to hook up the igniters. Wrong way. Actually, go back right now. I see a safety violation, Harlan. Go back to that box, that command box, and take that safety key out. Safety first. Safety first. Gonna check the wind again, okay? It still feels like it's going in the same direction. You feel pretty good about your assessment of where it's gonna land? Is it gonna land in the field or is it gonna go too far away?
Into the water.
Okay.
I think it's going to go straight up. But by the wind it's blowing this way, it's like 5-6 knots. It's probably going to go that way.
All right. Why don't you, before you launch it, why don't you look at it while you press the button, okay? Ready? Count down. 5, 4, 3. Ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is he doing rolling in the dirt? What are we learning right now about firing angles, Harlan, or arcs, right? So if we have it angled this way and the wind is going this way, it's going to go quite pronounced that direction, right? We got like almost a half a football field or more than a half a football field in extra distance because we're angling this with the wind. If we do it slightly against the wind, not by too much, we're going to counteract, because it's going to be under power, right? The rocket's going to be under power. We're going to counteract how far it's going to end up downfield. So if we don't want to end it up on somebody's house, we're going to end up angling it this way a little bit more, slightly against the wind, slightly. It's almost hard to even see how much we're angling it that way. And hopefully it's going to go more straight up on the launch, and then it's only going to go over as far as the height it goes up in the air, which is probably like 350 feet, I believe, with this motor. I can't remember exactly, but I think that's how high. Huh?
400.
What?
400.
400? Okay. All right, we're going to have him hook it up, and he's going to do another launch. Ready? You having fun?
Yep.
Learning anything?
Mathematics and rockets.
Yep. There you go.
Connector.
3, 2, 1.
Whoa, the parachute broke off. And we found it about a block away in a tree in front of these people's house.